Welcome back, everyone. It's June 17th, 2020. I'm Jerry Hall, and here's the view from Costa Rica. Quick peek at the markets, not a lot to talk about. However, I have what I believe is an incredible topic to discuss with you today, and that is this. Why today the US dollar sucks as a medium of exchange for both the United States of America and the rest of the world, but is actually the biggest bull for crypto. Keep in mind, purchasing power is everything to both businesses and investors. Let me take you to this graphic. A picture is always worth 1,000 words. As you can see here, based on this graphic, the US dollar has just absolutely diminished in its purchasing power. This is a direct result of inflation and an increase in the currency supply. Why does this matter? Well, it's not just the United States. See, as the United States is the global reserve currency, this story, as I progress you through it, will take shape. But keep in mind, this is happening everywhere. Supply and demand of the US dollar drives these outcomes that I'm going to describe for you. I want to take you to a clip where Mr. Brent Johnson, a macroeconomic viewpoint investor who runs a very large investment outfit for family offices, high net worth individuals, also runs a specific fund. He's going to discuss his dollar milkshake theory. And it's important for us to kind of understand the circumstances of this global financial system. Let's take you to that clip.
And so what I think has happened over the last 10 years after the global financial crisis is that central banks around the world flooded the world with liquidity. They mixed this big milkshake of liquidity. Mm-hmm. And for several reasons, I think the US did the best over the last, call it 10 years, because we drank that milkshake. There's a number of advantages that the US and the US dollar has that allowed us to drink the rest of the world's milkshake, even though they were the ones mixing it or helping to mix it. Mm-hmm. And I largely think that's what's going to happen over the next couple of years. I think first of all, we had the global financial crisis, and now we've had this COVID crisis. Even without the COVID crisis, we were heading towards a crisis because of all the global debt in the world. I think the COVID crisis just kind of accelerated it. And I think for a number of reasons, central banks and monetary authorities are going to have to flood the capital markets with liquidity again. And I think for a lot of the same reasons that existed 10 years ago still exist. The US is going to suck up that global capital into the United States, and that's going to make the dollar go higher, and it'll make the US asset prices go higher. That's the milkshake in a very simplified manner.
I hope you all have a better understanding now as I go into the pros and cons here. So the cons for the world in our current system is that it forces the rest of the world to be unwilling participants. Every other country loses its purchasing power versus the US dollar. Global trade is affected, and in adverse ways, it becomes a real one-way street. Capital flows into the US, not so much out. Great for the US, not so great for the rest of the world. In some context here, the United States has a population of roughly 338 million people. There are a little over 7 billion people on the planet. That seems relatively skewed, wouldn't you say? But let's take a look at the pros for crypto in this current environment. The pros for crypto. Fixed supply, scarce assets mirror, track inflation and deflation. Purchasing power remains on par or even increases as hoarding effects take place. It's attractive to transact not only globally, but locally. It's attractive to invest globally and locally. Let me take you down to a couple examples to further illustrate this point. This video idea came from a conversation I had with Mickey B on the phone, where I was explaining to him how the world outside of the United States is going to find digital assets extremely attractive because of the whole purchasing power dynamic. I'm going to take you through a couple of examples here. These are the negatives as it pertains to the fiat economy, so that you can have something to contrast these pros that we're going to go into. So a multinational company like IKEA, whose profit and losses are directly affected by the United States dollar, manufacturing costs directly impacted by the cost of oil, shipping costs directly impacted by the cost of oil, distribution costs directly impacted by the cost of oil. Keep in mind, oil all over the world is denominated in US dollars. Employees that are not in the US, their salaries are paid in local currencies. Well, as the strength of the dollar increases, the actual value they receive in return diminishes. Non-US sales decline as all of these US denominated fixed costs drive the price. Not to mention the cost of US denominated debt, which 80% of the world, 80% of the debt outside of the United States is denominated in US dollars. And this is regardless of the company's performance. The company could be just absolutely lean and mean and, an incredibly well managed company, yet the strength of the dollar and its adverse effects in its particular businesses can greatly affect their performance and outcome. Now let's take a look at Marco. His choices that he makes in his daily life are based on purchasing power, right? The rising dollar devalues his local currency. Cost of credit may be affected. He's forced to buy less or buy non-United States products. Hurts the US manufacturing sector, I'd say, wouldn't you? This guy goes out and buys a Nissan for his business instead of the F-150 that he wanted. Allow me to present you this. This is my pros for a digital asset economy. So your digital asset economies, XRP, Bitcoin, your smart contract platforms like Cardano ADA, arbitrage is key here. Remember, there are markets all over the world that trade currencies. Digital assets will be no different. Arbitrage, a quick definition. The simultaneous buying and selling of securities, currency, or commodities in different markets or in derivative forms in order to take advantage of differing prices for the same asset. Profitable arbitrage opportunities. The speed, ease, and cost of arbitrage makes fixed supply digital assets ideal for global finance. Remember, price inflation is a supply and demand effect. It is not present in fixed supply assets. So how could this help IKEA? Well, it could stabilize prices relative to the existing structure. How does it help Marco? Well, it provides more stable purchasing power or even an increase in purchasing power as the value of the fixed supply asset increases relative to its demand and obviously available supply. Now I've brought you to the XRP Arcade for a very specific purpose. I had this idea yesterday as I was taking a look at my channel analytics, and I thought to myself, geez, I sure use this website a lot. I go to Leonidas's website, XRP Arcade, all the time to reference information that he's posting. And I'm realizing that I'm using a service he provides. And other than some shout outs, I haven't done much to really help the guy. So I'm going to start something right here, right now. And that is this. I am going to pledge 1% of the monthly income from my channel and donate it to Leonidas. I know his site costs money every single month to host it. Hosting fees, electricity, etc. These are fees and costs above his time. Now, I'm not going to pay him for his time, but I sure would like to lighten the load that he has to carry every month to make all that incredible information available to me, available to you, and all that information that's being utilized by so many other XRP YouTubers. As a matter of fact, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. Hey guys, if you're referencing XRP Arcade in your videos and your channel is monetized, I'm saying join me in my pledge for 1% of your channel's income to support that incredible site that we all benefit from so much. Folks, I want to absolutely commend each and every one of you that continue to leave insightful comments, kind words. I so very much appreciate it. The engagement by the community and the growth of this channel, to me, has been absolutely remarkable. Just this week alone, I'm watching a digital asset investor video, and I see my face. He was referencing a Mark Yusko interview that I did, even played a clip from it, and I saw him subscribe to the channel. How cool is that? I appreciate the shout out. Thanks, DAI. Brad Kimes giving me permission to cut clips out of a Bob Way interview. Brad, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. And then yesterday, I pop into a Jungle Inc. video, which I never miss, by the way, notification bell on. Matter of fact, if Jungle posts a video, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to go watch it. And the first thing he comes out with is, hey, I want to talk about my buddy Jerry Hall and this new channel he's got going. Jungle, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I'm loving the community that I'm a part of. I hope that you're loving the content and the community that you're a part of. I want to continue to express my gratitude and ask if you're finding value from the content that I'm producing, please hit that subscription button, hit the notification bell, hit the likes when you see it, because that'll help new people find it in the YouTube search algorithm, and leave a comment. The engagement in the comment section is incredible. I can't say and promise that I will forever be able to address every single comment in every single video, but so far I have, and I will continue to do so as long as my fingers are able to hit the keyboard. Folks, it's been an absolute honor being a part of this journey with you. I hope you gained something from today's video. And until next time, from Costa Rica, Pura Vida.